Yes, you're on the South Australian Sports Show. We like to talk to journeymen and their life in footy and sport and what happens to them from time to time. This man, Darren Grant, joins us. Darren, thanks for your time, mate.
No, not a problem. Thanks for having me.
A Sale boy, start in Sale and then somehow you finish up with the game at Footscray. Just the one game, though, mate. We don't want to labour on it for too long, so...
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
All right, because so you play Carlton, you lose by 129 points, mate, and you get to stand Bruce Dool.
I do.
I mean, one of the legends of our game. What can you recall from Dool?
Well, I suppose when I ran onto the ground and saw him come towards me, I think the thing that I remember the most was his aftershave, to be honest. As he come towards me, I thought, whoa. But yeah, it was a bit daunting. I was the youngest in the side at that time.
How old were you then?
19 years of age.
Wow.
And Bruce was probably the most experienced player in the Carlton team at the time. So
did you know you had him? Did you know that you had Dool?
No. I basically went in the side as a decoy for Simon Beasley at full forward, but I think they picked that one up nice and early. So I went in their forward pocket and really didn't get near the ball. I suppose I learned a lesson in football. When you play on players like that, you do pick up a lot of what they do and how they play, and he just kept me away from it. He was brilliant.
It's pretty different now, Darren. I mean, the players get drafted now, Barry, and they have 2 years before they say they've got enough games in them, unless they're a superstar to get in. For you, from Sale to...
Okay, that's once again an interesting story. I just got back from America. In the tech school system, clubs and associations used to send things through the school, and I got invited to go down and try out to play basketball when I was 16, and I went on, got onto this basketball team, this Victorian side, went across to America and played, and then came back, and then once again, Footscray had sent out a letter to the school saying, does anyone want to try out at the Western Oval for the Bulldogs?
Oh, yeah.
But one stipulation, you had to be over 6 foot.
Yeah.
So if you can play and you're over 6 foot, we'd like to see you down.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's weird to me. I mean, you could be over 6 foot, but...
They had enough under 6 footers, so they clearly didn't need. They were looking for a ruckman, mate, or a...
I mean, that's surprising.
Yeah,
Well, they might as well have said, does anybody want to come down and stand Bruce Dool and get pantsed and get beat by 129? Might as well put that in the letter.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So that is unreal,
You've gone to the trial. You've gone to the training.
Yeah, well, what had happened is there was my mother took 3 other guys from school, and we only had a small Tirana, so you can imagine all these big guys jumping into this car. And back then, it would have been a 3.5 hour trip down to Melbourne from Sale. We don't have the freeways that we have now. And on the Western Oval, they had it set up like a training camp, and you basically went out there and had all these different things you had to do. And after that, you went home, and then the phone call came back saying, we want 2 of you to come back for another camp. And so we did that, and then the next call was we'd like to see you down at the Western Oval in the under-19s.
Yep.
I was only 17, just turned 17 at the time, so. Yeah, which was great. The story is that Dad couldn't pack my bags quick enough, and Mum was crying in the corner because she was going to lose a little boy. So it was a great experience. But there's lots of stories. Like a mate of mine who I played with at Woodville, at Footscray, Alistair Ford, who played for St Kilda as well. He hitchhiked from Bensdale, or a place called Mozzie Face, where he came from, because they once again said, anyone want to have a kick to try it for Footscray, come to Mall, I think it was, and just have a game. And he sat in the change rooms, didn't know anyone. He was 6'5", and they put him on in the third quarter, kick 5, and then all of a sudden Royce Hart was chasing him to come down. So, these are
There's always some good stories. So, mate, because we're going to run out of time, Footscray to Centrals, then Centrals to Woodville, West Torrens.
Correct, yep.
So Woodville, West Torrens, Johnny Reid and Malcolm Blight there at that time. Play under both of those? Or
Absolutely, yeah. I originally at Centrals under Cowboy Neil, I only played 1 season really there, and it didn't quite work out the way we both wanted to. I think when I came over here, I underestimated the standard of the football. And they were flying me over at one stage, and I was training Thursday night, not real well, coming over playing Saturday and then flying back on Sunday. And
that's for Centrals.
That's for Centrals, and so I didn't actually have an investment in it. And so we went to Woodville, and Malcolm Blight was, I was a North Melbourne supporter when I was a kid, and Blighty was a legend to me. And so I went there, and he basically said, "Okay, are you serious about your football? Are you going to play football?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely."
So, man, I'm hearing the ability to persist, because it hasn't gone all that well at Carlton. Then it hasn't gone all that well at Central. It would have been easy to say at that time, you know what, I'll just go and play country footy or social footy somewhere. But you still obviously had the drive to go, you know what, I reckon I can play in this league. And then to stick 6 years with Woodville West Torrens, obviously once you're committed, your footy went pretty well for you. Was there a time in that period where you thought, you know what, no, maybe I won't do it?
It still had its challenges because early on I got a very good job with Schweppes as a rep, and I suppose I could see a career path down that line. And one of my every Wednesday night we used to have sales meetings, which was when we trained for Woodville, and Blighty once again was you needed to be committed to the team. And I suppose I made a decision that I wanted to follow a career path, but if I could play football, because I did believe I had the ability to do that. And so I was able to mix both. Probably didn't play as many games as what I would have liked, but I suppose at the end of the day, reflecting back, I've had a long career in sales and benefited from that. So
Well, let's talk about sales, mate. We've got these nice bottles here of 8 natural spring water down there in Mount Gambier. Is that where we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm the general manager of the company called Aquaessence, and we pull the alkaline water out of the Blue Lake down there. Our factory's right next door. So it's I've been involved with the company for about 5 years now, and it's
going pretty well.
Yeah, good company to work for, and
I mean, 3 boys. Foss Camden's pretty much your club. How's it going for you, coaching the B grade boys to get them ready for the A grade boys? Enjoying your time with Foss?
Absolutely love it. For the first time in the history of the club, we had to put another side into Foss, so we've now got a C4. Because the numbers just grew and grew and grew. I think a new club, it's always been a good environment down there. I've lived there and sort of been a good club. And my sons have played all the junior football through there, and Kimmy Costa, his son's been down there, and Ryan Burton. There's been some good names. Darren Jarman coached there for a few years in the juniors. So
new club rooms,
and the new club rooms are sensational. All set up for the girls' football as well. We've got 4 change rooms, so they're quite long.
Wow!
And the main just to have a really nice function area and a functioning kitchen and good change rooms and
helps, doesn't it?
And we've had some good crowds out there the last couple of weeks watching the game. It's really exciting.
Fantastic. Excellent. Darren Grant was our special guest. Persistence pays off. Well done.
Well done, mate.
Good career, mate. Way to stick with it. And you need to get some 8+ natural spring water. Pretty good stuff, I don't mind telling you. Stay with us. Still, a little bit more to come.